As I suspected, 32 flavors.
Good evening. How is everybody tonight? Toxic Tuesday is back, and you guys are all tonight going to be the cure as we fight off the disease. Tonight, we talk the fantastic 1986 Sylvester Stallone flick, Cobra. It's going to be a motherfucking glorious. I can't wait. Happy for you to all join us. This is going to be fun. We got a hell of a panel here to talk about this glorious movie. I can't wait. And we also already see Mr. Lord Thought saying can't stay, but doing a fly pass. Love this movie. See you on the rewads. That 70s rock fan. Hail! I'm thinking listen to the show at work. Hey, 70s, Greg Joe. Hey, Steve Kenobi. Hello, sir. Trivia. I'll read some trivia shortly. Hey, thanks for dropping in, Stig. We're going to introduce our fine guest here on the panel tonight, one who's been consistently with me for the last month or so, and then a few other fine gentlemen, some returning and some for the first time on Toxic Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm, kind-hearted, delightful welcome to the man with the axe tattoos, Mr. Co-host Mad Mardigan.
Okay, that's all I can do is drive my girlfriend crazy. I was sitting back here the whole time doing that.
What's up, dude?
What's
How you
up,
doing?
man? Doing good.
Nice. How's the week been?
Good.
Nice. I like it. No, I've listened to a few of the streams while I'm at work. It's just like I can't really comment much when I'm at work, but I have been tuning in. It seems like I swear, like there's sometimes I have to stop and think about the shit you said. I'm like, oh, that fucker. it has become like that. People are like, what's so funny? I'm like, you don't understand. You won't get it. That's just how it is, man.
Most of my jokes are set up for like with a 2-day delay.
Like
2 days later, you're like, I get it. The spoons, it was the axes like in the beginning when they're in the thing. Yeah, that's funny. They'll get it later.
Well, sir, I'm happy you are once again. You've been the glue to this. I'm glad you can continue to be on Toxic Tuesday. But we also got a fine few other gentlemen here returning to the panel after it's been like a month or two. He is the builder of all things that are awesome, from ships to more Ben Grimms of the future. He is the Mark D with a C.
Hey. Thanks for having me. Yep.
Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, I missed being here. I had some other commitments.
Look, we both have pictures.
From the movie. And I was actually doing something. I do photography and filming. I was actually filming a political event a few weeks ago using my phone, and it popped up on the screen. Toxic Tuesday reminder. Tune in. And like the people behind me are like, "What's Toxic Tuesday?" I'm like, "Well, sub to Nick Weiser, and you'll find out." But it wasn't, So yeah, no, this is a classic movie. Actually, I'm born before 1970, so grew up, in the 80s and all things Stallone and Schwarzenegger. And this was actually a movie that my dad wanted to, I didn't go to see a ton of movies with my dad, but he's like, Mark, we have to go see this. He's like, I like my head accent. He's like, I love Stallone, so I just remember going to see this movie with my dad. It was like, he loved it. So it was like one of those fun memories.
Born before 1970, there was only one movie a month. So yeah, you didn't get to see a lot.
Yeah, no.
You're old.
I'm old, yeah. So Nick, were you alive when this movie was out?
I will tell you shortly. We'll talk about our A&E True Hollywood VH1 Behind the Music specials on Cobra. We'll be talking. We got two other gentlemen here who are debuting on Toxic Tuesday. For the first time, we have the T-shirted historian.
A dirtbag. You're a lousy shot. I don't like lousy shots. You wasted a kid for nothing. Now it's time to waste you.
What? No, we can talk. Let's talk. He goes back and forth with this whole thing, and that whole thing, he's like, I don't waste my time with scumbags. Yeah, sure, kid. We can talk. Like, what? What?
That's my opinion!
We got one other fine gentleman here, and he has been with me. Fortunately, he was on the Friday Night Comic Book Shop Talk and on the 500 sub celebration. He is the MVP.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me, man.
My pleasure. Glad you can join us. I'm ready to get toxic with all the dudes here. This is gonna be glorious. And everyone in the chat on the pinned link is this right here. Everything I collect here tonight, I will be sending straight over to our guy, Mr. Drew the Supreme Heretic. So send it that way, and I'll be PayPaling it to him tonight. It's gonna be glorious. Looking for this, and I guess we'll start off with Mr. MVP. Since you're new here to this panel, why don't you talk about your Cobra experiences? When, where, the first time, all the works.
Shoot. So I actually watched it as a commentary track. A couple of like YouTube channels had done like a joke commentary track for it. So I watched it there and I was like, this actually looks pretty rad. So then I watched it and then I watched it again. That was probably 6 years ago. And then I watched it again today to kind of familiarize myself. But like we were talking about earlier, man, just this thing just seeps 80s. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree immediately. This movie is not awesome by any it's 80s.
Yeah, I mean it's by no stretch of the imagination a good movie, but it's fun to watch.
I'm pretty sure like he based his character on what's his name, like the gotta have faith. You know the guy, what's his name?
George Michael.
George Michael. He based his character's outfit on George Michael. Did you see how tight his blue jeans are? With his black leather jacket, his gloves he never takes off.
I wasn't staring at that part of him.
I was. You couldn't help it. The camera's like right here. I mean, they treated his ass.
At Bridget Nielsen, so you know.
I would rather stare at Sylvester Stallone's ass. Let's be honest, but they treated his ass like it was Scarlett Johansson's. Like it's so many shots just lingered on that ass.
That's America's ass, right?
No.
Anyways, Max, tell us about your thoughts on this great movie.
So it is. I will say this: I was smiling the entire time, and to me, I don't do that often with the movies that we see now. Let's just be real. So that's why when I said it's awesome, that's what I meant, because it's fun. There are things that you laugh at, and like the chemistry between I don't know if you guys watch Seinfeld at all, but the actor who plays Poppy in Seinfeld, him and Cobra have this like just dumb kind of goofy relationship where he's telling him to eat better, but all he wants is candy, and they bring it back at the end of the film and everything. So just little things like that where I'm just like, it's dumb, it's stupid, it's lighthearted, but it's fun. And the action scene at the end, you see it from a mile away. Can I spoil things yet? Should we
go all in? I want you to slide all the way in.
All the way. We'll slide him right onto the hook all the way on, and that's it's just you can't get any more. I guess like more fun and cheesy than that. You see it from a mile away.
I have never seen a car chase where the people that are being chased turn it around and start chasing the bad guys. Like, did anybody else notice that? Like halfway through the car chase, they're chasing the bad guys. He's with a witness, the only witness that there is. He's like, no, go sit back. We're going to chase them for a while. I got nitrous too fast, and fucking hits his nitrous. Like, he's chasing the bad guys. Who does that with a witness? It's insane.
All right,
Stallone.
That nitrous had me dying.
I found Sylvester Stallone to be more psychotic and scary than the bad guy. When that man wearing gloves cuts his pizza with scissors.
Yeah, what the F was that?
I've never seen a more deranged, psychotic thing in a movie ever. And it was in the freezer, by the way. Everything was in the freezer. You're like, oh, hey, this guy's keeping his eggs in the freezer. Oh, his gun is his gun cleaning kit. That's where you keep those things in the egg carton, so that the bad guy doesn't find your gun cleaning kit.
Well, the oil is much more has much more lubrosity there, right? Yeah, if you keep in the freezer, right? Yeah,
you're overcomplicated.
Well, I'm over. He cut fucking a slice of pizza. eats it with
and why did
scissors. I'm
just-
overcomplicating
Why
it.
did he cut such a small slice of pizza too? I mean, he cut like the top off, like the triangle.
He did. He went for the top of it.
He gave
like
it a
there was-
bris.
I'm like, what's he gonna
He
do?
cuts it with scissors and then eats it with his hand.
Dude, this is interesting. It's from Steak here. It
Yeah.
was supposed to be way more brutal. Man, I
Yes.
thought it had some brutal parts as it was, which I loved. And the villain was more fleshed out, but the studio decided to heavily edit and toned it down, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
That's true.
like-
There's some behind the scenes stuff that there's some deleted footage that didn't make it in. That's on my Blu-ray copy of it, and I don't know, man. It would have added more to the film. They
It was
didn't
supposed
have
to be
all
like
the
2.5
extra stuff.
hours.
Huh?
It's supposed to be like 2.5 hours, and it was X-rated. How bad it was.
Yeah, I wish we'd gotten that copy. I think that would have been a whole lot better. But
I read it was
It is-
actually Stallone worked on Beverly Hills Cop. I don't know if Wikipedia is right, but if that's if you
It's
guys
true.
know, but that's true. And then he wanted to make Beverly Hills Cop much more like this movie, more serious. Or, not,
Mhm.
although the funny, it ends up being funny in parts, not on purpose, I think. But I mean, could you imagine Eddie Murphy in this movie? I mean,
Eddie got that movie because Sylvester
Yeah.
Stallone, the budget that it would have took to do his idea was too much. So he wrote this movie. By the way, after he wrote this movie's based on a book. He wrote this movie and then told the guy that wrote the book, hey, you should take your name off of it and put mine and then republish the book because, via
it'll sell more.
because basically I wrote the book because I wrote the movie based on the book. You see how this works? Yeah.
Well, then actually they made a movie based on the book with the same title years later too. So
Dude, look at this. Stig right here is killing it with the comments.
That'd be cool.
We might get a director's cut. Stallone's actually releasing a Rocky 4 director, which I do know about the Rocky 4 director's cut. If we get one of Cobra, dude.
So he
That would
on
be
his
glorious.
Instagram, he posted the picture because that's his car, that is in the movie. That's like his personal like custom made car, which is an amazing car. But he posted a picture of him next to it not too long ago, saying like reboot or I forgot what it was, either reboot and then I forgot what a remake, something like that. Like he's talking about doing something with the movie. So that was
hashtag awesome50 the license.
Oh, dude, and when he pulls up in that
Blew my
license plate, it's got an awesome
Yeah.
picture.
And you're just like, this is gonna be a good movie. You see the license plate and you're just like, oh my god.
but it
How about the
wasn't
soundtrack?
done. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
dude,
hold
let
on.
me tell you what.
Yeah,
I remember when
let's
that film came out.
talk
When that film
about
came
it.
out,
Talk
we
about
had
historian.
oh yeah, MTV was showing the video to the title track for the song. Does it Feel the Heat? And I remember it had clips of the film in it all the time, and I think that helped sell the film more than anything because that was back when MTV actually showed music videos all the time.
Mhm.
Good days,
wait,
good days.
was it a different video than the 5-minute music video we got in the actual movie?
Well, actually, considering the video had a lot of pieces of the film in it, yes and no. It was interspersed with parts of the lead singer singing.
I can actually see this slow to reboot or blah 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 blue.
Seriously, like, were there robots in it? Because, like, by the way, did anybody else see at the end of that
Yeah.
music video where all the lights go off and then one of the robots goes? I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit! They're about to throw robots in this bitch. Like, let's do it.
Transformers, baby.
Those never came back.
All right, so historian, did you see it at the theater or did you see it on like VHS or DVD? Or was it on
Oh.
TV for you?
I saw it on VHS first back then because we rented it from the movie theater back when we had movie rental places, guys, with VHS tapes and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the good old days. That's back when
Yes.
Hastings was still around.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, I saw it on VHS first, and I tell you what, man, that was the first time I ever actually got to see Brian Thompson in a film, and he has just pretty much captivated me ever since. Because anytime that dude is in a film, I'm gonna watch it because he is so he's not only is he visually impressive to look at, but his acting is so just kind of like over the top and kind of like the best theatrical way that it's kind of like it's hard to not watch him.
Over
No.
the top.
Yep.
Over the top. Another great
Over the
Stallone flick. Speaking of over the top, Glints are here. Better flick, Cobra or Over the Top? You got
Cobra.
Cobra. What do you think, Max? Over the Top or Cobra? Have you not seen Over the Top? Boomer.
You're muted.
He's boomered.
We all boomer.
That's all right.
Mark, what?
Yep.
Cobra or Over the Top?
I think Cobra. I think
Cobra.
I mean, I like Over the Top, but Cobra just because Cobra just goes over the top with the violence. So that was bad. Sorry.
That was good.
MVP, you're muted too, by the way.
We got.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good, dude.
I was responding to something and didn't want the background noise to screw up the.
It's all good. So. Cobra, where are you at, Max?
By the way, the answer is Over the Top.
Yeah, he's decided for you.
Sure. Yep. Over the top. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with too. That's crazy. Yeah, Over the top, man. Yeah. There's just something about arm wrestling. Brings out the men in you.
Now, when you're arm wrestling, do you have to be getting a tattoo on your back at the same time in a prison?
I don't know, man, but I don't know if you've ever wrestled since that movie, arm wrestled since that movie, but I always go over the top.
Oh yeah, okay.
It never works. Like it never works.
Well, that's because you don't use your truck like an exercise equipment piece.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, Mark D with a C. Tell us about your life experience with the Cobra.
Yeah. Well,
that was pre-chat. That was pre-live.
Oh, it was pre-live. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So actually, well, I thought it was live before, but I'll say
it was live.
Well, if it wasn't live, I recap real quick. Got to see with my dad, who was loves Stallone, Schwarzenegger. So it's cool to have a dad, go to see, some decent movies like this that we don't get today, where over the top violence and it's like a fun, just a fun memory of hanging out with my dad. And that opening scene in the grocery store, he turned to me, he's like, this is awesome. It was very toxic. But I mean, you gotta look back too. Like back then, growing up in the 70s, you had, I don't know, I could get political, but you had Jimmy Carter, you had inflation, you had the economy was for shit. You had country was pretty bad. And you had Reagan came in. And then, things started to take off again. There's huge pride in America again. So when you had Stallone and Schwarzenegger and all these, kind of movies that were real macho movies, you had Rambo out. And it was like it was just a product of the times, too, I think. And you had huge crime rates. I remember, New York City, the murder rate was through the roof. And you had a lot of, in the background there, you had a lot of, social issues where, there were judges, they had turn them loose. Bruce in the 70s was, letting all the criminals out of jail. So you had like this, that was the back current. And I think this was like the 80s was a reaction to that with Stallone and, the Cold War. So this is like, the height of that too. Like I remember going to see, Rocky, Rocky 4, which is, another we just mentioned. So it's kind of like part of the time. So I think part of the way that this movie works is like being a child of the 80s and remembering, what society, what things were like back then. And, it was just a really fun time to go see a movie. And, so there's a lot in the background of the movie that you notice, like in the end where that last line where Stallone says, the guy's saying the courts are soft or whatever. And, and paraphrasing, he's like, he's like, this is where the law ends and I begin. And kind of like Judge Dredd.
That line.
So I mean, the ACLU is not supporting this movie. So, but
no, up to that point, he did some solid police work. He did. Like once they let the zombie squad take over, because he was a part of that thing that was never really explained.
Yeah.
But once he took over, like during the music video that they had, he was out doing police work. He's talking to people, he has, and then like he got the sketch, which my God, is it so amazing? Like,
that looks just like the actor.
And he goes back to his home, to his like little computer, and he has the fingerprints up on his computer as he's looking at the picture because
he had the internet back then, right? Yeah.
No, he's looking at fingerprints, but he's holding up the picture.
Yeah. Well, he's like Count Humperdinck. He can smell iocane powder from a mile away, even though it's one of those poison.
These look like the fingerprints of this guy.
Yeah,
I like. Go ahead.
I think they did a pretty good job establishing pretty early on that Cobra was kind of like that Marion Cobretti's kind of like a eccentric dude. I mean, cutting the pizza up, keeping his shit in the wrong place, the car, all that stuff. I mean, all that stuff just kind of went together to just kind of tell you this guy's a little bit weird anyway. So, but he's badass weird.
Yeah, no, he was badass weird. I just the fact that we start off with that whole grocery store scene, the one guy's causing a scene, and also call the Cobra. Call the Cobra. Oh my god, that's gonna be Stallone.
I was just gonna mention that it's like they got Cobra on call, and then he shows up like Batman, in his Batmobile, flying through. 30 seconds later, it's shit. And you had no cell phones back then too, right? So
right, he
had a radio. He had a radio.
He had a radio. All right, radio. But he was on the scene in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't shop there, but he was at a different grocery store.
Yeah, but remember the guy's like, I'm gonna blow this grocery store up. It's okay. I don't shop here.
I tell you what's funny is later on down the line, there's another film where they almost stole that grocery scene too. It was oh shit, what the hell's the name of that film with Brian Bosworth, Stone Cold? Because it almost opens the same way with the grocery store thing.
Oh, that's a movie, man. I haven't seen it forever.
That's a hell of a movie too. But I know we're talking about Cobra, but still.
Nah, I get you.
By the way, did anybody else see that he busted the undercover cholo in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude was undercover. Or they had him mic'd up for this movie and just didn't notice that his mic was clearly on screen. Don't know which one's worse. Him ripping the dude's shirt and he has a wire because he's an actual cop.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the idea of these cholos hey, what's your problem, man? No, Tony Gloria, that stuff on back up, man. That song is good, huh? What are you doing? What's happening?
Yeah. And then he just walks away, and his Mercury is there. It's like the guys aren't going to trash your car and slash your tires as soon as you walk away.
He said he just shred his shit whoosh.
Yeah, and he had a microphone taped to his chest.
Yeah. I actually did not even notice that.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Nick, he rips the shirt and there's a microphone. Not in just one shot. They do another shot where he's walking back to the car. You can still see his mic taped to his chest.
Glorious.
As they listen to Gloria Estefan on the radio, as all cholos do.
It was the 80s. It was a different time. You would understand, Matt. You were born then.
Is a national treasure. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
But Nick, were you alive for this movie when it came out?
Believe it or not, I was a late bloomer to this one. For this one, I didn't discover it until I think 2 years ago. You can thank Mr. Razorfist for that because he had done a video on this movie. And I'm just like, and I remember one day watching Louder with Crowder in the morning. I saw he had that Crowder as that poster on the wall in his whole studio. It's basically Crowder, but of the Cobra. And I started I'm like, okay, Razorfist talked about this movie. Stallone's in it. Crowder's got the poster on as well. I guess I should check this flick out. And me and my girlfriend were newly together, started dating. I'm like, hey, we should watch this movie. And we were both all in on this shit.
Really?
Oh, dude, we were both all in. She loves this shit. So she eats up on the action movies as well. So we were just like, this is so good. Holy shit. You got totally the badass shades. You got the tall and pose. You got the toothpick Razor Ramon style before there was Razor Ramon.
It was a match. It was a match, though.
Oh, it was a match.
It was a match.
And it came in play.
So, Matt, you're right about that wire. I can show the screenshot if you want.
Yes,
play the movie, but I'll show it. So let me share my screen. Yep.
Yeah.
I won't have the audio, so let's see.
I can do the audio.
Shit. Well,
hey, what's your problem, huh? Look, you can look.
See the. I'll go back. I'll play 5 seconds. I think we're okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That, right. Yeah, with no volume. I think
5 seconds. That we're good.
I'm just gonna keep. I'm just. Let me.
I think you went too.
I went too far. Right? Yeah.
Oh, there's the pizza. We all want to see
the pizza. Yeah.
The pizza.
There we go. Yeah.
No, that was perfect. Right where you were. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just keep.
Hey, man, what's your problem, Missy? Get mud for your health.
Look at the way he grabs this cigarette out of his face, man. Watch this. Watch it. He uses his whole hand to grab it.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It's Shay.
Look at that. Here comes that hand. Whole hand. He uses his whole hand on that fucking thing. It's like, I'm taking your lower jaw with me too, bitch.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Oh my god. That was glorious.
God, those pants are so tight. Was that the only one that like immediately my eyes went to his crotch? I guess so. All right,
Yes,
go on. Moving on.
How about holstering the gun there? Is that a preferred method to holster your weapon, your 45?
No.
Bothered me so much.
That's like, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that he has the hammer locked back the entire movie. Gets pointed right at his cock and balls.
Well, the nice thing about the 45 is it's got that it's got the safety in the back, so you can't actually pull the trigger unless you got the handle fully depressed with your hand. So
There we go.
There we
Watch
go.
it
Yeah.
go.
Clean up your act.
There we go. Yep.
makes you wonder if he knew about him.
Mad's accent has to be played for Paulie.
Polly, I'm pretty sure Polly has heard mine before.
I would love to hear what that's about.
There we
Look,
go.
look, there it is. You can see it.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
wires right
god.
That's a great eye, man. I never caught that before. That's all.
These are different angles too. Like
He kind of looks like, hey, the wires are showing. He's got that look to like, hey, maybe should we do a redo? They're just like, no, it'll be fine. No one's going to notice.
No, that's a good take.
No one
I gotta do
will
my
notice
pizza
that.
Good
Yeah.
take. That was a good take. We'll be
Yeah.
fine. We don't need to worry about that. The take is the take. Just leave it as is. It's good enough as it is. Just take my word for it.
Yo, I really just want to do one take so I can go get back in the trailer with Bridget. So, would you go ahead and print this thing? Because I want to get back to my trailer with Bridget.
Check the gate.
Because you remember back then Stallone was dating Bridget Nielsen, so
Oh, yeah.
How do you think she got into this film?
When did they get married? Like, right?
I think they were married
at this point.
weren't they?
Did they actually? I don't remember if they actually got married. I know that they were
did.
dating.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they? Okay.
Got married. Yeah. They did got married. No, what's interesting is that this movie, did, I guess you could say, fairly good at the box office in '86 when it came out. But the studio called it a disappointment because it didn't hit like Rambo numbers. They had higher expectations, even though they made all their money back and then some. So it was an absolutely profitable film. And they still weren't happy with the results just because they wanted the Rambo numbers. Like, what kind of fucking studio does that shit?
Oh man, the studios, they get all jacked up on the numbers game bullshit. It's like, oh no, it's not beyond our projected expectations. It's a flop. I noticed, I can't afford my condo.
I noticed too that there was they must have gotten paid a lot as well just from marketing, because I noticed rewatching it this time, like just the first time that we see Cabretti in the grocery store, he grabs that Coors. And there's that Pepsi sign right next to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He just drinks the Coors, throws it, and I'm just like, the only purpose was to show that he used to drink that Coors.
No.
And
Not only that, but outside on his balcony is a giant neon Pepsi sign.
Yes.
Yep.
Huge.
And then towards the end, his partner's drinking a Coke, which I thought
I was like, what?
was great.
Pepsi didn't pay enough.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
god! I
That
no,
was
what I
back during the
liked-
Cola Wars, wasn't it?
that
Yeah.
It
Pepsi
had to be.
machine that had the thing with
Definitely,
the noodle thing going down, showing that the drink is being poured. I miss those machines. I remember those from the 90s.
Those were cool.
Right?
I love those.
Bring those fuckers back, man.
But yeah, that was back in the 80s. That was during the Cola Wars when Pepsi was actually starting to move in on Coke, and I think that's just around the time that Coke ended up going to New Coke, which is when they actually introduced high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, because I had a good buddy who was addicted to Coke, the soda kind, and so when it came out New Coke, we were up at summer camp, and he just went crazy because he bought as much old Coke as he could, and we're up at summer camp as counselors, and I like, Rob, got the news, they're bringing back regular Coke. And he looked at me, and he was a tough guy, like this guy you didn't want to fuck with. And he's like, you better not be fucking with me. And this is my best friend, the best man at my wedding eventually. He's like, I'm going to fucking kill you if you're lying to me. And I looked in his eyes, I'm like, no, Rob, serious, they are bringing back Coca-Cola. He's like, okay, you can live. It's like it was so serious to him, like, like people went nuts back then, with that new Coke, and Pepsi really made some inroads. So yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like that, Cobra was such a film of its time. I mean, it just, everything in it was such a product of the 80s. There's so much 80s culture in that one film. It's like you could almost look at the entire 80s in that one film. Because you had the crime rate, the drugs, the hyped action, and all that shit.
There's a picture of Reagan in the one of the room. Excuse me, one of the rooms.
Yeah,
Reagan was big.
You try making that film now.
Not happening.
The police station is cuckoo bananas. They're having a conversation. They're walking and they're talking, and then two of them split off. They go to the chief's office, and then the other two go right into a shooting range, take out their guns, and start shooting, because that's how police stations work.
That's right.
Right outside the secretary's office is the gun range. That's all glass. Jesus.
Just shoot them up.
All right, we're going to read some of these lovely numbers. Donations for the Drew. Godzillionaire here for $25 is Cobra. Oh, wait. Wrong movie. Beware the Drew. Hashtag beware the Drew. Stephen Otten for $3.99. Hope this helps. Tina Boyan for $25 for Drew. Hearts. And then Toxic Man Flew with a 50. Says, Drew's penis is so big. The NASA uses it to measure the distance between galaxies. Hashtag beware the Drew.
Galaxies.
Thank you, guys.
His girlfriend must have problems.
All four of you. Thank you. All right, let's get to talk about the movie.
You mean Galactus?
Yeah, no kidding. More like eternity.
All right.
So,
anyways, Cobra.
So Nick,
Cobra. Yes.
Well, I was going to ask you, man, because I think because you haven't really said like what your take on this was.
Okay,
you said
so
like when,
take,
yeah.
I love saying like everything that was super 80s. Like one, you had Stallone, you had the shades, you had him pull up in the vehicle with the awesome license plate. And I knew, especially when they said called the Cobra, I'm like, God damn it, Stallone's gonna be the Cobra. I'm like, this is going to be great. And the movie just absolutely just like it flies by. Like you have like the typical like bad guys, and they're just totally a bunch of creepazoids who love to kill people. And I'm like, wow, this movie's so crazy. I'm like, you got the badass guns, you got the shades, the cool cars and motorcycles, Stallone getting the girl. Like, I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I just like was like, it was kind of like one of the gateways, if anything, dare I say, that may have got me into this idea of entertaining what would inevitably become Toxic Tuesday. Because when I started watching when I watched this movie, not only did I fall in love with it and enjoy it and rewatched it since then, but it got me and my girlfriend starting our own little binge of 80s action movies. So as I was watching these movies as time went on, I'm like, man, one day if I start like an action movie panel. And then of course up in June I started up, and now it's 3 months of Toxic Tuesday, and it was supposed to only be like 2 months, but then the reception has been, well, very toxic, and people are like, we need more toxicity. So I'm like, oh,
and then you brought me on.
And I brought Man Mardigan on, and it's just absolutely gone to shit since. And, and I was just like, oh fuck! I guess I've already gone this far. I might as well just make it shittier than it's ever gonna be. So here we are, Max. Yes, I fell in love with Cobra. The iconic imagery, the music. I'm actually on the hunt for a vinyl. I'm on the hunt for a vinyl. I love the music. The music in this is glorious, and it's kind of like when me and Quarterblack were talking last week about Air Force One. How the music when they play, it's very upfront in the movie. It's not like background noise. It's so upfront. It's like, hell hell yeah! This is what I love when that shit's booming, man. It was perfect because like it's just like, oh yeah, he's gonna get the guns. We're gonna get the big Act 3 fight, and it was a refresher into seeing like the use of more, I guess, practical effects.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, like
the
the guy falling off the balcony or gets thrown off, and you're watching. Of course, then he falls and he goes behind a dumpster or something, so that's where the pad is to catch him. But like in the movies today, they must CGI everything, or so you see the guy, but it's kind of something cool about it because it's actually the guy falling. And it looks like it's obvious, it looks great, but it's just and I love watching like. Of course, I got my B.A. Baracus shirt on. I love the A-Team. Nice. And so, you love all those car chases like Dukes of Hazzard. And you're watching that car chase and you're seeing the Mercury just like gets totaled like 3 or 4 times. Like it does one of those jumps and it comes down on the nose. You see the wheel kind of like turn off to the side. You wonder how many cars that went through. But it's just something beautiful about seeing those cars get trashed for real in a movie versus, CGI crap.
Real quick, I wanted to address that comment. The co-host is actually from the dump because I've been fucking with Scott over there, calling myself the co-host. I forgot to change it. That's all. There hasn't been any official announcements of me being a co-host of Toxic Tuesday.
You basically are. You guys unofficially already are. You might as well just take it and own it.
I thought we would have done like a press release or something. But that's fine. We'll just randomly do it.
Yeah, we'll do a press release.
Toxic release.
Yeah, we'll do a toxic release. We'll do a whole stream about Mad being inducted into. He is now one of the toxic.
What if someone else wants to
have a whole ceremony?
Arm wrestle Mad for that, or
Oh, you better go over the top.
Yeah, someone can arm wrestle Mad for the third in command position of the toxicity. Oh man, I like Stallone arguing with the officers, are some of the arguments that never get old because they both have two different like points of view. It's just like, and then like he flips on one of the guys. He's about to like tackle him. Like, bring it on.
Hey, Cobra, you got an attitude problem. Yeah, but just a little one.
Just a little one.
Yeah.
Oh, his buddy that keeps eating candy.
Yep.
Hey, have some cheese. It's good for you. It's not.
I'd like to punch a hole through Monty's chest.
By the way, like it's amazing.
Sugar.
It's amazing. They have been chased around the city by an army of cuckoo banana people, and still the captain and the chief, they're all like, "It's just one man. There's no proof to your theory." Yeah, but just like 37 people just got killed. I'm on my way here. Nope, it's just one guy.
That police department needed Cobra because obviously they were like shit before him.
Oh yeah, because they're all like, "Oh, we're all following the rules, and you're not following the rules. That's messing everything up." Go ahead, Max. What do you want to add to it?
Oh no, I was gonna add on that. Yeah, I mean the first scene, they've got like a battalion of cops or whatever. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but they're like, no, we need Cabretti. No matter what kind of firepower they have, no matter what kind of negotiators they have on their team, they still need Cabretti. And he just walks in. No stealth. He doesn't have his gun drawn or anything. Just walks in. And you're like, all right, I guess this is the guy then,
Yeah, man.
So, no vest or anything either.
Mm-hmm.
Marion Cabretti.
Yep.
Marion Cabretti.
Who are you calling Marion? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's like you got the SWAT team there, you got everyone there. It's like one guy with a 45. How many rounds is that gun? 11. I don't know what it is, but it just walks in and he's doesn't care about any hostages getting killed. He's just all over the and taunt. And of course the PA system set up right to announce everyone without doing anything. He just picks that up and he's telling the guy that he's coming to kill him.
Oh yeah, how he knew in the grocery store. He knew where to go to get the thing to do his little service announcement.
And he doesn't even shop there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he doesn't even stop there and he knew what it was.
and he steals a chorus too, right? He opens up that chorus and starts
Yeah.
screaming,
Yeah.
"I'm paying for it."
Yeah, he is definitely a lawbreaker.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to break the laws to enforce the laws.
Oh yeah. You gotta break the law, crack open a beer, drink it. I love it too. He was just driving his California Austin 50, you know. And all of a sudden he cracks open a beer. What's up, Supreme Heretic? We've already cracked the triple digits, just so you're aware. So we're looking good so far for you, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. We're not done yet. So stay tuned.
Everyone,
And it's going to be glorious. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. It's going to be glorious. So we're going to send you as much as we can. Glad to help you out. Anyways.
yeah, we're thinking of you, Drew, and your mom, and yeah, it's tough times, but that's what's great about this community. You know, people come together, and then we got a lot of buddies, you know, down in New Orleans who are hurting right now, and there's some fundraisers happening. So it's great to see everyone pull together, and you know, we're having a lot of fun tonight. But you know, we're thinking about all that everyone's going through right now. So hopefully, this will make you smile a little bit and forget things for a few minutes.
Oh yeah, agreed. I want to mention with Mad's photo, like when they're outlining the sketch of the dude. I don't even remember that. I just know I just call him the date rapist face looking guy because he does. Like, remember when that lady's like, "You gotta steal this elevator," and he just goes just like, like, did he not?
You could tell what was going through his mind. Do I need to kill this bitch?
Oh yeah, he had the whole knife thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
that knife, holy shit,
Yeah.
that weapon was insane.
Yeah,
That
Totally
weapon.
impractical, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it looked pretty bad.
I'm clipping the movie. Yeah,
No, I love that.
and then
background
anyone
shot.
catch the photographer was played Sledgehammer, which is another crazy 80s TV show about
Oh,
a
yeah.
crazy wild cop. If you could pick that series up, I don't know if it's streaming still, but it's kind of like a comedy Cobra character. And then the guy is like so toxic. He's in the movies like telling Bridget, he's like, you just basically sleep with me. Don't do it for me, do it for your career. I mean, it's like how if you never have that line,
right.
and and then he's like, I'm not asking you to marry me. It's like, holy shit. If you had that in a movie today, it's like, but yeah, that guy plays Sledgehammer. Check out that series. That's another toxic comedy series.
They have to do a toxic series for that one. If you're telling me that, like, that just sounds like somewhere that we might have to go to. I might need you for that one, Mark.
Sure, yeah.
We'll have to be in talks. We'll have to arrange some Toxic Tuesday dates. Like, it's gonna be like man dates, but on YouTube. It's gonna be,
Another
what's up, Mac?
guy I recognized was I think it's one of the deputies or one of the cops or something. He's the dad in Hellraiser.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have watched Hellraiser recently, but I remember seeing his face and I was like, I've seen this guy before. And I think he's the one who ultimately ends up like being turned into that weird Cenobite thing. But there are a lot of not cameos, but there are a lot of people that you recognize during this age of or era of film that you can pull from like different series and films and stuff that you've seen before, which is cool.
Well, that's actually, you're talking Andrew Robinson, right? Yeah, he's Stig had mentioned that he's the bad guy Scorpio from Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
So that's probably
yeah.
too.
Oh my
So it's
God,
like every
that's
time
right,
when I'm watching this, I'm thinking, I'm just picturing him like he's gonna, turn around and become a bad guy or something. Or
yeah.
of course, Stallone decks him in the end of the movie, decks him and then catches him and pulls him back. But so he was a creepy character in Dirty Harry. So
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's one I need to rewatch for sure.
I would have found a more subtle solution.
Oh yeah, right. Oh man, dude, no.
What did I miss?
Where'd you go?
I had to go get another Red Bull.
Yeah, you get another. Okay, that's fair. You get another Red Bull. It's cool, dude. Let's get into some blast from the past right here. Look at that old school VHS box.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, look, that right there is The Cure. Oh, dude, look at the headline. Exciting if you miss Rambo, Cobra is the cure.
Let me tell you what, that cover, that piece of artwork right there was aped on so many different things that came out in the 80s and 90s. Man.
Yeah, I remember it.
Oh yeah, it's like it's one of those movies like a lot of bunch of, I guess you could say, bigger movies secretly ripped this movie. I was like, oh, it's okay, it's not as well known, so we can get away with ripping this movie off. They just felt entitled to just freaking just go for it.
The Night Slasher.
Oh yeah, that's what they.
Yeah.
That's what I called them. That's my name from the Night Slasher gang. I remember now. I'm like, man, these guys look like what's that? The Night Stalker. They remind me of the Night Stalker, but multiplied.
I think that's what they were going for, because they were capitalizing on Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker.
Yep.
There's no proof that there's any more than one guy.
All right, we got a few of these lovely donations coming in. We're gonna read here. TZ Canadian with $10 says, Drew, I apologize. I did not know your mom was sick. Get well soon. And Drew, you are the man. And I'm Bruce Lombardo of the Dix Division. It's always a good Tuesday night when we can hold court. Heretic Munchausen looks like he's saying prayers for $5. And then that 70s rock fan with 20 says,
Wow.
For Drew. So 10, 25, 5, 20. All of them equally appreciated. Thank you, guys. Absolutely awesome. 8 Ball, is Nick actually?
I don't think so. He talks a lot about his girlfriend.
Yeah, he can't be that toxic. I'm more toxic than Nick is.
Yep. Oh, y'all know how much I hate women. Ugh. They're the worst.
Yeah,
how would
Ironcaster, that's the one I've got, dude. Yeah, the Shout Factory one.
How would you measure toxicity? There's so many different like things you could measure with male toxicity.
Kielbasa sausages.
Matt, you said you talked to your girlfriend about making sure there was a good turnout for that. So I think it's safe to say we've had a good turnout. I saw your post on Twitter.
What? No, that was something entirely. Don't worry about what I post. Look, man, I barely like her.
You're sleeping on the couch, bitch.
Oh, but to answer your question, Max,
Ain't nobody scared of her.
how is toxicity?
As you're looking around.
Yeah.
He's looking to make sure he gets caught.
His ass gonna die tonight.
No, everybody's scared. I wish you would try something.
I went on a stream. We're away on traveling, taking my kid to college, and we had a hotel room with 2 rooms. But my wife is such a late sleeper, so I went on the stream, and I was talking. I woke her up. So the next morning, she's like, "I'm gonna bleep and kill you if you go on a stream again." In the middle of it. But she said, "So, got to keep the wife happy, right?" So I was like, "Oops,
No, you
sorry,
don't.
dear. No, you don't. No, that's a secret. No."
It's once you realize they're gonna be pissed regardless, it's a huge weight off your shoulders not to stop giving a shit.
Thank you for the counseling.
No problem. Once you realize that women are just assholes to begin with, you're not gonna try as hard. And they won't expect as much. See, it's all about low expectations.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Ironcaster, I can answer that one. Commando is not more toxic than Cobra. Cobra's way more toxic in every way possible.
Yeah, because like Commander, like he's like, "Oh, I love my dada. I need to whatever," right?
Yeah, but Cobra, not Cobra. Commando, you have that opening where Arnold's carrying that giant log with one arm and then just zooming in on his biceps, shot by shot of the. It's like, dude, you don't get any more toxic than that. Of course. And then there's the infamous line, "Remember when I said I'd kill you first?
I
lied."
I lied, Sully. But you promised.
Imagine that. Like, say, well, but you're going to kill me last. Like, imagine, like, begging for that, being killed last. Like, that's like such a weird concept, like, begging to be killed last. But, anyways, yes. Once again, more Cobra greatness. That hospital scene, like, when you see Psycho Man go like crazy looking for Bridget Nielsen, because I don't remember, to me she's Bridget Nielsen in this movie.
Yeah, it's in the movie. She's just Bridget Nielsen. I don't think they ever gave her a name.
and she's taller than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part I didn't like, but the
Whoa.
part I did like is they never bothered giving her a name. That's why this movie's perfect for the show. Don't even bother giving the
blonde.
chick a name.
Tall blonde,
She's
yeah.
just the chick.
It just shows you how important she was in the film, though.
Oh yeah. I
So
think she
that
got,
makes
like,
it more
third
toxic
billing.
right there.
I'm surprised they even went with a romantic subplot in general. Like, why that
Was
was
there?
introduced.
Because it was
Somewhat.
the
I
80s.
mean, yeah, but I mean,
because he banged her the night before the last big like shootout. She was there.
yeah.
What is he supposed to do?
Just
Not
there.
bang the witness?
Yeah.
Well,
She
when
was
the
the one
witness
who
is like a
used to live in.
supermodel. Come on now. You'd bang her. You totally bang her.
Well, plus they're married, right? So in
Yeah.
real life, so
Yeah.
that's why they had the love, the romance in there. Yep. But yeah, he definitely didn't need that. Yep. Get rid of that. Yep.
All right, we got another
Ironcaster.
addition here, Mr. Ironcaster. What's up? Sorry, that took a bit. I didn't check the stuff, so wasn't sure
Nah,
if you
it's
wanted
cool.
or not. But welcome,
course.
sir. Why don't you talk about your first experience, the when, where's, the who's abouts with the Cobra?
Give me this off. I can't see this on. So it was honestly the first time I had seen the movie was Razor Fist video on it, reviewing the movie.
Nice.
And I watched it. I'm like, holy shit, this movie is awesome. I need to go pick it up. And then I did.
Ooh,
Wow.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Here, let's zoom in on
Same
that.
one I got. Yep.
Oh yeah,
That's right. Collector's edition, baby.
Yeah. Blu-ray.
At this point, Shout Factory's just getting paychecks from me.
They are.
Beautiful.
And Arrow Video and Vinegar Syndrome. And
Ooh, I don't know
Girl.
Vinegar Syndrome.
oh, yeah, you need to check out Vinegar Syndrome, especially if you like The Beast Master and Six String Samurai.
Oh.
So
Do they-
okay, what's it, Max?
I was just gonna say, do they produce a lot of those like kind of 80s action
Oh, yeah.
films? Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're getting really good quality prints. I just got Six String Samurai. I just got The Beast Master. I got Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah. You
Nice.
you need to check out Vinegar Syndrome.
Okay.
Nick,
Oh yeah.
Nick,
Yes, I'm
we
listening.
have to do Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do.
Okay, we'll figure out somewhere to fit in the schedule. We'll do Hell Comes to Frogtown. Cowabunga
It's-
it is.
I gotta admit though, they had the behind the scenes on Hell Comes to Frogtown with Roddy Piper, and wow, it's like he was just not there for that interview, man. It's like the lights were on, but he was not there.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
then
it was
all the
pretty
more reason
sad.
We have to. Well, we gotta watch this movie. That's
Yeah.
really all I got to add to it. We're gonna watch it. It'll be another Toxic Tuesday add-on. It's be glorious. But we got Mr. Ironcaster here. So you finally saw it because of Razor Fist. Okay.
oh yeah. So I've now seen it. I've now seen it about 3 or 4 times at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is a severely underrated Stallone film.
Right.
Like-
Super underrated. Okay.
I can't believe that no one really talks about this movie. Like, it is just that great combination of Stallone just being the badass
Mhm.
and getting in some more gunplay outside of Rambo.
Yes. Now, so I see you're going for the image that you got the shades. You had the hair put back for a reason. So I can tell you're getting the look going on it, and it shows. So you had to have that moment when you saw the car pull up to the grocery store. You saw the license plate. You saw the look. Your testosterone just must have been like, at a fever point. Was it not when you saw that all spiel happening? Nope. Ironcasters, did he fall asleep?
Oh no, did we?
Did he
lose
freeze
him?
up?
Oh,
I think he froze up.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
What's the cure for that?
Yeah.
Poke him.
Wake him up.
Ironcaster.
By the way,
maybe you can come back in.
Mark
Wait,
D
wait.
with a C. I'm digging that your background right now, man. You've been killing it with these freeze frames.
Oh no! Oh, dude, look at the gun. There's a Cobra on the gun. Let's do it. The Cobra
Of course,
on the
there's a
gun.
Cobra on the gun.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, he's back. He's back. He's
Iron's
back.
back.
He's back. All right, Ironcaster. So we're talking about watch this movie. You get the action. You get the toxicity. Like, what are the things that stand out the most to you on Cobra? What is it about it that stands out?
I mean, I think one of the biggest things that stands out is the car.
Yeah.
The car, the Awesome 50.
Mm-hmm.
I stole that. It's called the Awesome 50. Yeah, right. And then they had to emphasize on that license plate too, where the license plate shows Awesome 50. Like, yep, they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to let you know that this is super, super toxic. Whoa.
This is the guy who sings that song. Feel that his name's Jean Beauvais or something.
I was about to step away until I saw this.
He still looks this. I mean, he looked like that back in the video. He still looks like that this day.
Oh,
Wow.
That hair. Yeah.
Okay. Cowabunga it is, man.
I remember that very distinctly from the video.
I'm actually impressed he can pull off that hair. I gotta give him credit where it's due. He can pull that hair off, man. It's kind of badass. I'm just saying, boo boo. Dude.
I don't know if any of you guys looked into the car. Because it's like you see that car, it's like, I gotta check this thing out.
It's got the plate still.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Glorious.
1950 Mercury.
Why don't you tell us about it? I see. I was gonna say, maybe can you zoom in on that? I want to see so we can see that article because that looks like a fascinating piece there. That looks like.
Oh yeah. So a little bit of history behind the car was that it was. I guess they had a little history with it was that they had gone and made about 3 or 4 of them for the movie. Mm-hmm. And they had a showpiece, they had a couple stunt cars, and that's how they were able to get this thing flying because it's also called like a lead sled.
Yeah.
Lead sled.
It's not going to handle that well. Yep.
Yeah, because back in the early 50s, late 40s, the cars had big, heavy steel frames, but the motors were grossly underpowered for them.
Yeah, you wouldn't have good suspension or sway bars or I have a '67 Mustang, and the first time the missus went to drive it, she's like, "Your car is broken." I'm like, "Yeah, well, it's got drum brakes, no power steering, the suspension. You driving the damn thing, it's shaking all over the place. It's like you drive a
bless
new car that's
Coca, man.
Yeah, God bless Leo Coca, but you feel the road in that car. I mean,
all right, I want to do a quick narration of this piece. Back in the 1980s, Sylvester Stallone was riding the wave of a popular celebrity after filming multiple Rambo movies. At that time, he also created the screenplay for Cobra. In the 35-year-old movie, Stallone played Marion Cobretti, an LA cop trying to protect a witness. To complement his tough, cool character, a car played as a co-star. The car was the co-star.
My mom, the car.
That car was a modified 1950 Mercury. The movie had plot twists and turns, but the only twists and turns I want to see were those that involved the Mercury.
This is coming from hotcars.com.
That's glorious. I love that. That explains everything. Amongst many classic cars, that car was the epitome of coolness in the 1980s. The car became a symbol of nonconformance and rugged abilities. Rugged abilities. I didn't know cars could have rugged abilities. I'm kind of impressed. But
come on, you've seen Knight Rider.
Oh yes, that's true. You're right. You gotta. All right, you make a valid case. But for many years, even until this day, the car's presence has been spotty. So, what happened to Sylvester Stallone's Cobra movie car? Where is it today? Jinkies, let's find out.
First off, let's get that headshot.
Oh,
Nice, yep.
Oh yeah! Oh, look at that car right there.
It didn't look like that
right
after
with
the car
license
chase.
plate there.
Awesome 50. Oh, glorious. Absolute glorious. Let's get the basics out of the way. As mentioned before, the Cobra movie car is a 1950 Mercury Monterey. These cars, when modified, are commonly called lead sleds. Why? It's because they are heavy. The lead, any modification for performance had to overcome that heaviness. In particular, 1949 through 51 Ford and Mercury classic cars were often designated as lead sleds or even shoeboxes for their shape. Lead sleds are a popular platform for hot rodlers and customizers in the automotive world. The Mercury Monterey in the Cobra movie is the perfect example of a lead sled. It was customized to add better road handling and to get more speed than a stock vehicle. And it had an intimidating look. So, it became a movie celebrity all on its own.
A movie so toxic, even the car becomes a co-star.
Oh, that seriously is so freaking funny. The car is considered the co-star, and it's a celebrity all in its own right.
And apparently we're getting a Cobra action figure.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
I've seen some custom ones out there, but never seen. I don't think they made an action figure.
Fortunately,
Because I look for one.
that.
I love action figures. So I look for one, and I found if you do a search for Figure Realm has a custom figure up that someone made on. It looked pretty cool actually. They took a bottom of a Rambo figure and took a head from Rambo, I think, and turned it into a Cobra figure.
Dude, can you imagine
if I can find it?
Toy? Yeah. There's a hot toy of this.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Grocery store action playset.
So, oh man,
grocery store action.
That'd be hilarious.
It comes with the Coors.
Yeah, it comes with a Coors can, and it has to have the quotes though. It's gotta have the quote, especially before the big blowout happened. Oh hey, I have make a note. Steve Kenobi's comment. I had the Commodore 64 Cobra game. I beat it back in the day too. Damn hard game. You know what? Even though I did not know that came out as a game, no, I am aware it came out. I just didn't play it. I am aware though of video games back in the day actually being a giant pain in the ass to beat. Yep. It wasn't like nowadays where you buy the game and be it the day or the week you got it, then try to, especially if like you're a YouTuber, like I want to be the first one that reviews it type of thing. Like, oh man, you could just do that if you want to. Like games back then, I remember that old Batman Forever game on Genesis. That shit was hard as fuck, man. Mm-hmm. It was insane.
Well, remember they had those lines you could call up to like a helpline to get through games. You had to pay, pay
by
the minute.
That strategy guide. Strategy guys were another one.
They'll take their time just to get as much money out of you so they can run you through the next stage of the game. And that'll be extra 99 cents.
Oh, Nick, when you get a chance, check this out.
Okay. For all those tuning in, this you can click on this link here, or at the very top on the pinned link is money to help Drew with his mother. So for all those who have donated, thank you. We have absolutely easily exceeded triple digits. I appreciate you for that. Thank you. But just so you know, this help Drew and his mother. This is the link. All right, let's carry forward.
So I've got a question real quick. Because I'm looking at the action figure and he's got the match in, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys think the match was written in at the beginning of the script? Like they were like, this is just something that he has, and then we use it in the third act, or was it written like last minute in the third act, and they were like, you know what? What if he has the match? Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? The match or the scene at the end where he lights it and just lets everyone on fire?
Why you good things, What about that? But let's look at this action figure. So let's talk about the figure. So you got a big gun, you got a little grenade. I see the little gun there too, the silver. You got the I was gonna say toothpick again. You got the match. We got the hair looking sizzling.
Out of curiosity, whenever everyone watches the movie, were you all just started kind of looking around for some matches while you're watching this movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially for my rewatch, because the first time I was just kind of like very immersed in everything that was going on. But second viewing and beyond, it's just like it almost feels like it's like almost like required. I want to have like the shades, the cool black shirt, button down a little, and then just wear some sweet 70s police cop shades. That's what I call them, the big. Except these ones, the shades on here are a little bit more traditional on the figure. They're more and more like just straightforward traditional
They look like
shades.
they came from like a They Live.
They have like a bit of a
gotta
They
have
Live
aviator.
vibe.
You gotta have aviators. Yeah. Hey, wait. We should all go grab some matches right now and put them. You know, chomp on some matches, right?
Just chew on them.
It's a bad.
Well, yeah, he must have thought of that. Like, I guess, like he had the Turtles and Rocky, right? He needed some kind of shtick. So,
All right,
I was
hold
actually waiting for Turtles in the apartment too. I was like, where are the Turtles?
Crap. Whoa, hold up. Oh wow. Okay. Anyways, Mr. Mad Mardigan had quietly bounced. Hey, Mad, dude, just go get some rest. Sorry that happened. Hopefully it's not your girlfriend wanting to kill you. Oh man, that was sudden and out of nowhere. Like he just.
I hope he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
I genuinely hope he's okay. I mean that. It never said,
Yeah.
"Oh, what do you got T-shirted?" Let's see.
Right here,
this
this is what I'm trying to show you. All right, this is original Angel from Vinegar Syndrome, and then they got the sequel. All right, right,
Yeah,
and then they got the third one nobody's ever heard of. It's all from Vinegar Syndrome.
Dude.
Damn.
Wow.
And we got
Dude.
the classic.
That's
Wow.
cool.
We got the
Out
classic
comes the
right here.
frog then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be Toxic Tuesday panel. That's gonna
Got-
be
God bless Roddy Piper. God. And
Remember
Mark
this one?
Singer.
so
Mark
good.
Singer. V.
Oh,
Look at all that
Beastmaster.
toxicity at the bottom of
God,
the.
Beastmaster.
Oh.
And who was
Look at
who
that
was
butt, man.
Who was the who starred in who was the girl in
Tanya
Beastmaster?
Roberts.
Tanya Roberts.
She
oh,
died
okay.
recently.
Yeah.
And then we got
Gorgeous,
this this awesome underrated gem right here. You guys remember this one?
I knew of it. I did not catch it, but
You need to
Mr.
catch it.
Andy Masterson here. What's up, Andy? Glad you can drop
Yeah,
in
Andy.
and join us. I saw the original theater. I saw that in the theater too. Of course he did. Of course Andy Masterson did. Yes, Figure Realm here. Yes. For those who are wanting to seek out what that cool, badass figurine could be of the Cobra.
Yeah. And there's people that make custom figures now too. So if anyone wants one, you can hit them up on YouTube. There's a whole, community that they'll make custom figures. So if you really have to have if you gotta have it.
I'm old. Now, can you imagine if there was like a Dark Knight Returns style Cobra that came out today, like the worn down Cobra, aged like 75, full head of gray hair, and he's still the cure to the disease, like.
And then he has to team up with Dirty Harry. There's your buddy cop film.
Oh, that's a crossover, right? Like, he's like, hey, this is my turf. What the hell are you doing over here?
I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here.
And actually Andy makes custom figures too.
Yeah. Custom figures, yeah.
Yep. Check Andy's stuff out. Yep.
Yes, absolutely. I think last I heard, I think he was doing one for Chrissy Mayer, I think. Can't correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh.
I got wind of that. Tell me if I'm wrong, Andy. If you are doing it, it's absolutely badass. Oh, and Mr. Nerd Portal Lifeform, he says, "Good night, gentlemen. Dirty Harry's my jam." And yes, there will be a Dirty Harry down the line, Nerd Portal Lifeform. I look forward to having you back on. He's got a great channel, by the way. Subscribe to that man. Oh, no way.
And Nerd Portal, no mustard, no mustard on your hot dog before you go to bed, Nerd Portal.
Oh, of course she wants that. Of course. Would you really expect anything less?
Oh my god.
But okay, so I'm imagining a sequel. So we do a crossover with Dirty Harry. Maybe the villain would be. I'm trying to think who would I have be the villain. Maybe I'm trying to think which actor. Maybe Steven Seagal. Well, Steven Seagal be the villain. Yeah, he's got a villainish thing to him.
Fat Steven Seagal.
Do you guys realize that Steven Seagal barely ever even stands up in most of his films these days, much less do any of the fighting? I mean,
Well,
you
he
know,
just
he's
kind
kinda-
of like that. He just goes
Yeah.
like that, and the people fall over and fly.
Yeah, he
across
just
the
waves
room.
his arms a little bit close up to the camera. But I'm
We're gonna
serious,
put-
like
we're
a
gonna-
lot of his scenes, he rewrites them to where he's sitting down.
We're gonna put him in like a computer chair, and he's become like this kung fu master of like a computer chair. He's like,
kind of like Batman in Nightfall when he's in the wheelchair. Yeah.
Oh my!
I think you guys better get out of here,
So
or
then,
I'm gonna have to hurt you.
in that case, he will be the brains. We need the muscle. The muscle would be. It's got to be a youngin. Maybe a youngin to be the muscle to go against Stallone and Harry. You gotta have a
What if-
youngin.
let's go
Seagal
popular.
is the brains.
let's get Keanu Reeves.
Oh man, let's get Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Van
I don't
Damme.
know.
His new series is pretty good. I like this new stuff.
Yeah,
I
and,
don't
and he
know
was
if,
really good in Expendables too.
I don't know
Oh,
if
I
Steven
love
Seagal would.
too.
I don't think Steven Seagal would take second fiddle to any one of these guys because he thinks
No.
he's like the best.
Oh,
so
he
if you
truly
said,
does.
yeah,
He
so if
does.
you said when he's obviously like the worst, but if we told him, yeah, like you would have to be the brains in this operation, he'd be like, no, I'm the main lead protagonist.
Makes you wonder how him and DMX got along so well.
Yeah,
Apparently they got along. Of all the pairings in the world, that somehow worked out. So okay, so we have an idea for a villain. We have the time and the setting. Supreme Heretic need Asian representation. Bolo Young.
Yeah,
We could go Bolo Young. Yeah.
good old Bolo.
Tim F. What's up, Tim F? Nice to see you here. Glad you could join us on Toxic Tuesday. And then, anyway, have you ever heard about Seagal and Jean LaBelle?
Yes, I have. You guys know that story?
Nope.
No, I'm
No.
telling you.
Okay. Yeah, evidently Seagal was shooting his mouth off, and LaBelle was hired on to be a stuntman because he's fucking Gene LaBelle. So LaBelle put him in a one of his locks, and evidently Seagal had enjoyed a very nice big steak dinner that day, and he basically choked him out until he smelled shit.
Oh man,
Oh,
that's toxic.
that is so toxic. It's beautiful.
Well, you gotta-
Godzilla-
Oh,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
I was gonna say you got to say like Stallone for a 7-year-old guy. That's one guy I wouldn't want to fight. I mean, Steven Seagal is, even though I'm not that fast, maybe we could outrun him these days. But Stallone, I mean, for his age, he's in incredible shape. I mean, when you see
I
him.
know. Stallone's in incredible shape. That's why it's so confusing when Arnold gets decked in the face by him in Escape Plan. He says you hit like a vegetarian. I'm like, if Stallone's a vegetarian and I got hit by it, I probably would die. Like, like end of discussion, full stop. I would straight up die. And this comment here is funny from Godzilla. Get Simulu. He'll be looking for work soon.
Oh no shit!
Oh, ouch.
But don't you know that Simu Liu is like the first positive Asian role model that all people can aspire to? None have ever come before him. There is no Tony Jaa. There is no Jackie Chan. There is no Jet Li.
what's
There's
that?
no Bruce Lee. Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
Always been Simu Liu.
I was thinking. I was thinking of someone who would have been a much better Shang-Chi. And that would have been Danny Wu.
Bruce Lee.
If you
maybe.
saw Each of the Badlands,
Yeah,
AMC.
that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Actually, they should get Andrew Koji, the guy who actually plays the dude that Bruce Lee is supposed to be in Warrior, the TV series.
This is some shit right here. Seagal slapped him with a lawsuit to keep him quiet. And that explains, because I know Stallone tried to get a hold of Seagal for every Expendables movie. He tried all three of them, and none of them obviously were a go, as we saw history play out. I wonder if he's going to ask him again for the fourth movie, which we all know it's not going to happen, but it just shows you Stallone he just
It's
thinks,
a courtesy.
okay. Oh, yeah, no, it's a good courtesy. I give Stallone credit, because I probably would just say, okay, dude, maybe one
Speaking of which, have you heard of the new people in this fourth Expendables movie?
I know Megan Fox is in there, and I know 50 Cent is going to be in it. So,
But
I'll
Tony
say that-
Jaa is going to be in this one.
Hold on, refresh me on Tony Jaa.
Tony Jaa is from Thailand, and he's a Muay Thai martial artist, and if you've ever seen any of his shows, like The Protector or anything like that, he's really good.
Okay.
He's young. He's just not as well known as the problem.
Like Simu Liu good?
No, like he can whoop Simu ass.
Good, because that's
like
what I
badly.
think we need to. Yeah, because Simu Liu is the Brie Larson of our industry right now,
Yeah.
and
Oh God.
we need to get him out of here.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Now, where was it? Was he big overseas, or why did he get picked for Shang-Chi? I mean, what Simu Liu? What
Simu
did
Liu's
he do?
Canadian. He
Yeah.
he spent I think it's like 32 years in Canada, and evidently he never watched a single Jackie Chan film ever, despite the fact that Fat Steven Seagal assures me that they have had Jackie Chan films in Canada. So I guess he just never caught one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think he's more, and obviously he probably saw them, but is because he's trying to do the Black Panther thing, right? Because when Black Panther came out, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's the first, black superhero," even though
And
Blade
then they
had
were
been out.
lying.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Blade was the first one.
And it's just funny because like all these movies that like and that's why Cobra's great, because Cobra knew what it was. And it wasn't trying to be revolutionary. It wasn't
Nope.
like, this is
Didn't
our
need to be.
first cop movie ever. No one's done it like we have. It's world changing. But like now, every movie that comes out has to be about some grand idea or like to change the world. And it's like, dude, let's just get some movies like Cobra back in here.
Well, that's why
Right.
nobody was good too, because it was just like a fight movie, kind of crazy, kind of a little bit just over the top, and then that scene on the bus where he's like, he empties the chamber of the gun. He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up, but then he gets beaten the hell beat out of him too. It's not like the old movie where the guy would like boom 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 and knocks everyone out. He gets a shit beaten out of him too, which is great. So I mean, that's one of the few movies that are like that today.
And it creates that when you see your protagonist like get beat up like that, I don't know if it creates tension or what, but you're able to empathize with that character, and you're like, damn, he's really like, I don't know if he's gonna make it out of this one or whatever. But when you're invincible, like Natasha in Black Widow, where she's fallen down 10 stories and then just lands on her feet, you never feel like the main character is in danger. So you're always like, I have no suspense here. There's no tension. Why am I watching this?
Well, she used her spidey sense in that scene.
That's
Yes.
true. Yeah.
That those things, the rules apply a little bit differently. I'm glad you mentioned something, Max, about the whole thing about not worrying about being revolutionary, because it's not about being the most revolutionary. It's like, it's one thing if you're revolutionary and you're good. Obviously a wholly different conversation for another day. Cobra knew what it was. It set out to be what it was, and it was damn good at being what it was. I like a good execution of the movie. And obviously, within this age, you had everyone doing it. You had Seagal, you had Lundgren, you had Van Damme, obviously Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Willis, and more. Like even Kurt Russell, Patrick Swayze. You had all these guys who were just doing these well executed action movies. And you can say that there was a little bit of formulaic to some, but once again, it was all in great execution. You had all the leads were likable. Even the ones that were not as good. You always had a likable lead. You always had shameless over the top action. Always. And the stories, sometimes they're more, I don't know, sophisticated, and there are a lot of times when they were, but you didn't care about that because you were absolutely going to get entertained. You were going to see shit blew up. You were going to see big, large guns, not just the ones with the biceps, but like and one-liners, all the memorable quotes. You know those lines when you're in school and like high school, all of a sudden you start quoting that movie you just saw at the weekend last weekend with your friends. And you're like, dude, I can't stop talking about when I saw The Running Man or something like that. Like I just quote every line. And this movie has all those things. You got the great lead. You got the quotes. You got the action. You got the look. You got that whole thing like you want to
got that knife.
Thing. Yeah, you got that giant ass knife. Yeah, so even though the villains didn't really have much of a big giant depth of backstory, they were terrifying for their appearance that they had. Like those people were absolutely insane. And I guess you could say maybe the less is more factor played into that. So this movie had all the workings of a great film, and it did do well. Like in the grand scheme of things, once again, as I mentioned way earlier in the panel, in the box office. But the fact that it didn't hit the Rambo numbers that the studio wanted, they were, no, we can't accept that. We wanted the Rambo numbers. Who cares if we made all our money back? Who cares if it was almost 6 times the amount of what it cost to make it? I mean, I don't know about you guys, especially in the 80s, that sounds like a success and then some. But nowadays, it's a good thing this didn't come out today. They would freak out even harder if it came out today. And it's like, T-shirt, it's got another one to show off. Yeah,
I'm getting the first one too, but I'm also going to recommend this, guys. If you haven't seen this, you need to see this. This is badass. This is
Stephen
so much
Lang
fun.
is awesome.
Ooh,
it is so fun. These old guys just tear shit up like you wouldn't believe.
Like a really radical Reds, or
This is
like Reds on steroids.
It's kind of like Expendables / Reds with actors you never heard of who are all in their 60s, and they just tear shit up. I mean, look at this Martin Cove, William Sadler. And this is one I just added to my collection that everybody needs to see at least once. It's 90s. It's, it's not toxic necessarily, but it's very much underrated.
Beautiful. Well, we need to see it then. And who knows? Maybe it'll be
Rutger
a Toxic Tuesday panel. Maybe it just might be.
It's got Joan Chen in it, man. I mean, it had a powerful female, and it had a good, strong cast. It was very underrated, very unappreciated film.
Bro, well then, you know what? I see the future. And the future looks... Wait for it. Toxic.
Darius Munchausen. Yes, yeah. That is correct. That's Rutger Hauer. It's the same guy who played Blind Fury.
And everyone's seen The Hitcher, of course, right? That's another incredible movie. The first time I watched that, I freaked out. Oh my god, that truck scene! You don't want to give any spoilers away because you all should watch it. But there's a scene in the movie where like you don't expect something is going to happen, and when it really does happen in the movie, you're like, holy crap, I don't believe they just did that to one of the characters. So
speaking of The Hitcher, Mr. Glintzer here says The Hitcher with Rutger needs to hit Blu-ray. So
it's not on Blu-ray yet? Oh, it's got to be. I'll wait for that, yeah.
There you go. Well, it better come on. I mean, especially nowadays they're trying to like get all these things to like go straight to digital. Like some companies are really bad about trying to get physical media. Luckily, we're going to get a Superman animated series this November. Unrelated. It's just the whole idea is we finally got some physical media, and I'm going to absolutely buy the hell out of that.
Definitely get it.
Physical media.
Yeah.
Dracula Dead and Loving It's coming to Blu-ray finally.
Oh, yeah. It's been on Blu-ray for a while.
Has it? I've never been able to find it on Blu-ray.
I got it as part of a Mel Brooks collection.
Nice.
I got that, but it didn't have Dracula in it.
Really?
All right.
Double check then.
Hello, Arwen Avalon. Welcome.
Hey,
Thank
Arwen.
you. So we're gonna round up our scores, and then we'll have like a free for a chat. Let's talk about our final scores and where this stands in the world of time for us with the Cobra. So I'll let Mark D with a C start first, on where this stands for him in his life.
All right. Well, yeah, good memories. This movie, like I said, seeing it with my dad, so it's like an awesome time in the movie theater. Awesome popcorn movie. Very toxic. Commando's still probably one of my favorite movies. I got the hot toy from John Matrix, so I give this like an 8.5 out of 10. But I mean, it's relative. It's like so like I love this movie, but there's some other ones I like more. But I definitely like if this movie came on, like back in the day we used to flip channels. Hey, I'm stopping to watch it. So. And I'd love to shop in that grocery store. That'd be awesome.
It's gonna all come back to that grocery store.
I want that Pepsi sign.
Or that Pepsi sign. or nowadays when I see a pizza in the freezer, I'm just gonna take a pair of scissors. I'm just gonna cut it up. All right, 8.6. Awesome. No, thank you. Awesome. T-shirt historian. Why don't you give your little roundup score, the whole where this stands in the world of time and toxicity?
Well, as far as just a straight up toxic masculine film, it's got to be one of the tops because you have the gun assembly scene, you have the love interest thing, which is like founded on almost nothing. You have the macho guy with the glasses. I mean, and just a straight up vigilante style execution of people. I mean, come on, man. It doesn't get much more toxic than that.
Dude, right?
What's the big car?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
beautiful car.
So just straight up toxic masculinity score, I'm going to give it at least a 9.5. Actually, I might as well go ahead and give it a 10 because honestly, I cannot think of a more toxically male film that hits all the buttons than Cobra. Now, as far as it being a great film, no, it's not. There's much better films out there, but it is so much fun to watch. You just turn off your brain. You watch a film that doesn't necessarily preach to you or anything. It's just good. I mean, it's all you want in a film is entertainment, and it delivers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it does. It absolutely freaking delivers. All right. Hey, thank you, T-shirted. Mr. MVP himself debuting as well on Toxic Tuesday. Where does Cobra stand in the test of time of your life in toxicity and greatness?
And I love that
That's a new
toxicity
statement.
and
Maybe that'll be a
You got to
statement.
rate it on two different ratings.
Yeah.
The toxic rating, the greatness rating.
So, oh man, words mean things, and both of those are a beautiful description of this. But yeah, so on a greatness level, I mean, like obviously, I can't give it what I would Gladiator or like Braveheart or something like that, or the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It doesn't hold up in that regard, but toxicity level wise, it's definitely an 8 or a 9. So at least for me, solely on the fact that last fight scene is just everything. You've got just flames. You've got these dudes just really, I mean, just like stunt work alone was just incredible. Yeah, that knife, and then the hook hanging, like everything is just, like you said, so toxic. It's a lot of fun. It's just one of those movies that I just couldn't stop smiling throughout the whole thing. So 8 or 9.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Ironcaster in toxicity and greatness. We gotta remember that, guys. Remember that statement from here on. In toxicity and greatness.
I'm writing that down.
Please.
Yeah.
This is one to remember. Oh, I love it. Now we're creating our own quotes through Toxic Tuesday. I love it. Ironcaster, you know what to do.
Toxicity. Oh, this is plenty toxic. We may have to put this movie in the dump, in the toxic dump of manliness.
All right.
There's so many things to love. Like he's hiding his gun cleaning kit in the fridge in an egg carton.
That's where I keep mine. That's where I keep mine.
Yeah. No one will think of putting it there. Of finding it. Yeah.
He's a badass. The car is one of the most memorable pieces of this movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The villain has a great weapon, but is in the end fairly forgettable. The villain, I think, is probably the weakest part of the movie. Our antagonist, just kind of the Night Slasher clan, or whatever we're calling them. So the villain doesn't get quite as toxic as I would like. We don't have quite as many good one-liners from the villains.
Dude, I don't see villains like that. They're not really the quotable type because they're so busy being the whole Night Stalker thing, but except it's like a group of them.
Did they ever explain that in the movie, or did I miss that?
There was supposed to be more, but they didn't do it.
No,
I think it might have been drawing from the headlines because of the whole Night Stalker.
I just got the vibe.
But like the group was like almost like the Manson family. Like they kept saying we're the new order or the new way or something. Or...
Yeah, they all had that whole thing that they did with the green.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that in Kung Fu Hustle. We had the Axe Gang and they did the same thing.
Oh, do they really? Yeah. Nice.
Overall, I'm gonna put. All right, so toxicity scale, it's an 8. Movie overall is like a 6.
All right.
I think it's great for a lot of stuff. It's one that's fun to throw on. Just see Stallone being a badass, just pushing people out of the way with his car.
Right.
Who learned their lesson and they stay out of his fucking way. You see him rolling up there, like, oh fuck, I gotta get in the car. I gotta move up. I am saving Sylvester Stallone's spot.
I don't want my shirt to get ripped off again and have my microphone cord exposed. I can't have none of that. I can't have none of that again. It already happened once.
What if he was a narc all along though?
Yeah.
Oh, this changes the game.
Yes, this is a game changer. And we got a nice arrival in the Islington Girl. Hi, all. Which movie is tonight? Cobra! Yes, yeah, I'll zoom in on that real quick. This is the movie. Crime is a disease. Meet the cure. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, look at those shades there. Yeah. Look at that. It's so toxic. I love it. So toxic.
I need to hold up a Nerf gun as well.
You need the match, buddy.
Oh! Nice.
He found one. Got it.
All right.
I got to pull out the Nerf gun. Sorry.
No, it's all tickle truck here. Keeping it real. Cobra, also known as Beverly Hills Cop from another universe. He's not wrong.
That could be the other cop he teams up with.
Did you
At this point, we'll just put every single cop into. We'll just like make a movie that's like the one precinct that has every single badass cop ever. Like Kung Fury is there.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm just saying. Okay. In toxicity and greatness, we trust. Cobra is so freaking toxic. I mean, you had Awesome 50, you had the Blade, you had the intense action, whether it was at the grocery store or the final act. Because that final act was everything. You had the shootout, you had the stabbings, you had the hookings of the Haggies, you had the blood. Like that was just filled with everything. Like at the end, and of course, you got the lady that Stallone is interested in. There's no deep, meaningful relationship. It's just he needed a girl to have love in, and that was what those movies did back then. It wasn't about having that emotionally complex Christopher Nolan. So it's just about, oh hey, we need a girl so we can have our man balance out that toxicity, and it worked. And of course, you have the Night Stalkers, and you have one of the greatest openings ever. I mean, God, when they say call the Cobra, wow, the look is that poster is obviously because of like Steven Crowder, Razor Fist. It's such a like emulated look to this day. Like it's one of those things like I want, and the car, as Ironcaster said, the car, it's everything. That thing is.
Which, by the way, the car was stolen from Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, it was, yeah. That's pretty. I mean, it's sent Cobra after him to get him, right? I mean, God, who'd be stupid enough to steal his car, right?
Mr. Tickle Trunk, we did talk about that. We did, and welcome, sir. Nice to see you here. So in toxicity, I'm gonna give this one, man. I'm gonna go with 10.1. Yeah, I went there. 10.1.
So toxic, it's breaking
toxicity. It broke the scale.
I didn't know our scale.
Cobra doesn't play by the rules.
Oh,
So I'd give it a 10 toxic rating too. I gave it 8.5 like overall, but yeah, I'd give it a highly toxic rating. Yeah.
Now, as far as greatness, I'm gonna go with 8.7, and here's why. Once again, this movie has a lot of great things, variables. You have a likable lead. You have the girl, of course. You have the insane villains that add the weight to the story. You have this basic idea. The story is very conventional, but once again, it's the execution that makes up for it. Because, he's trying to protect a witness from a very nasty scene she saw, and the killers are out there. He's just basically he's playing hitman, basically. It's all in really good execution, and it's 89 minutes. It doesn't let up, so it's a start to finish, like go, go, go. So the pacing is there. Maybe you can make an argument for maybe having the villains be a little bit better, but
he's a scary looking dude.
Yeah, I would say the presence and the look was at least there. I mean, it's for sure it was lacking a bit in background story, sure, but the presence, dude, come on. And then also the twist with the girl who turned on them, who was setting him up, was following them. Yes. So you even had a twist. So there was some thought put into this movie. And you also had people questioning decisions like which is the right move to make. So you had some things that had to give you, I guess you could say, give you a little bit of a thinker. So I feel like this movie deserves more points for that. And I see Lasso of Truth walked in. Lasso, if you're it's under the pinned link, or you can click on this thing highlighted shortly above in the chat. Help Drew and his mother with hospital bills. There you go. Thank you for dropping in, Lasso. Nice to see you. So in greatness, I'm going to go with 8.7. I feel it's got all the variables to make what is a good movie. And booming soundtrack, booming product placement, of course. The product placement alone gets a 10 out of 10. And so we'll do product placement score, and then if you want to talk about chopping up a pizza with a pair of scissors, that gets about a 14 out of 10. He just took it out of the freezer.
Yeah. Talk about frozen pizza, yeah.
This movie checked off so many boxes, and didn't have to worry about a diversity rate check out by it. It's like, how badass can this movie be rating of checking out the boxes? So
Cobra's so toxic. He's radioactive. He doesn't need to heat his pizza up.
So yeah,
nuke the fridge.
Cobra's so toxic, he makes women's hair turn blue.
All right. All right. For everyone in the chat, which there's a good amount of you here and a good amount of you that has stuck around. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate you all for saying. I want to know, in toxicity, where do you rank this score-wise in terms of toxicity? 1 to 10, if you want to give a score beyond, go ahead. I want to see all the toxicity scores for Cobra. Where does this stand on the scale of toxicity? I want to see those numbers fly. I see Achille Chow. I see Arwen Avalon commenting is dangerous. Scott Jennings of Dick's Division. Lasso Truth. Godzillionaire. Eric K. Liger fan. Mark. I want to see it all. Islington Girl. Let's see them. I want to see those scores there. I clearly need to watch this now. Islington Girl. Hey, hopefully you feel the same way. So toxic. He's an Avenger. 1 to 10. 1 to 10. I want to at least see some numbers. If you've seen it. Maybe a lot of you have not seen it. Maybe that's Mr. Tickle Trunk. That's true. Oh, Eric K 10. He gives it a 10 out of toxicity. Commenting is dangerous. 8.5. Small Time 9. Andy Masterson. Lasso Truth 8. Scott Jennings 10. Arwen 10. And yes, Andy Masterson, you do need watch lots of 8 action movies with your son. You should always be doing it. Stephen Naughton 8. Okay, so those are our toxicity ratings. Okay, now after T, we get the G. In greatness ratings, where do we rate this movie? And yes, Islington Girl, by all means, reserve judgment. Okay, Andy's giving it a good 8 in terms of greatness. So now we're looking at the greatness scale. Andy Masterson leading by example. Thank you for that, sir. So hopefully everyone's caught on to the pattern here of the T and the G. And once again, for those still here, and thank you for that, by the way. And Jed pops in, bloody freaking 10, brother. That's my Jed impression. And Arwen here, she gives the greatness an 8.5. Too cool, give it an 8. Commenting, Stephen Otten, 8. Scott Jennings, 8. Small Time, 8 for greatness. Wow, we got some consistent ones here. All right, cool. I love it. So 8.5 seems to be the general consensus with a handful of 10s for the toxicity. I love it. I mean, Islington Girl, hopefully it sells you and watch it. Remember, don't go into it expecting some big grand fiesta. It's not trying to be Shang-Chi where it needs to be the first of anything. It just wants to be good at what it does. It's like Wolverine. It just wants to be the best at what it does. That's all it is. Mr. Tickle Trunk. There he is. 9.5. Woo! That is spicy. Eric K with an 8.2 level of greatness. Oh, man. Well, you know what, guys? I guess we could talk about what the next Toxic Tuesday movie is going to be and who our guests will be for that movie. So we got a certain guy I've been wanting to have on here for a few weeks now, and you may have heard he's got some small channel. He's a fat Steven Seagal, so you can already figure out what movie we're gonna do right away.
Oh, I know.
Fat
Under
Steven
Siege.
Seagal.
I can't wait to see the
Oh.
birthday cake thing. Can we show that scene on your channel, Nick? Oh no, we can't. Oh, darn.
No.
Baywatch rules. Come on.
Under Siege is going to be the flick for Toxic Tuesday next week. We'll have Fat Steven Seagal on. It's going to be absolutely freaking glorious to have him on because can you imagine between him and Mad Mardigan, the banter between those two? That alone is going to be toxic. That alone is going to be one for entertainment. So for all those who have come in here for the first time, and if you're repeating, thank you. You're not going to miss this panel. Even if you don't like Under Siege, you want this panel because this shit is going to have you rolling, especially with Mad and Fat. Those two together I think that whoever else is on the panel with me, which you guys are on by the way, we could just let those two speak and we could just be here on the sidelines enjoying it because I feel like I'm going to let two animals in the cage having at it with this movie.
I definitely got to be there, man, because
Okay.
it's pretty well known at this point. But I actually did train under Steven Seagal's top student, Haruo Matsuoka. So yeah,
No.
Yes,
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Apparently, we're playing 2 degrees of Steven Seagal.
yeah.
Separation. Yep.
Oh wow, we got some.
I'd like to be there for that. I've never met Steven Seagal, but I've
Oh, you'll
enjoyed
be on.
his stuff. Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then you're in that for next week. So it
That's
is
hilarious, yeah.
MVP.
I'll be
Iron
there.
Master.
Yep.
This
If I
is
can make
kind
it,
of
I'll be there.
Okay.
this is kind of
I still
something
gotta
that
see- I have yet to see this movie, so this one's being
Oh,
That's classic.
I'll
I'll announce this one for you guys. This is kind of a little secret here, but back when he was affiliated with Tenshin Dojo, our name for Steven Seagal back then was Taka Sensei.
Taka Sensei.
What
What
does
Taka
that
Sensei.
translate to?
No, I don't know about the Taka part so much, but Sensei, of course, is teacher. So,
Yeah.
but
All right.
that's what we called him. That's what he went by.
All right,
There you go. There's some
Godzillionaire.
Steven Seagal trivia you won't hear anywhere else.
Interesting.
Godzillionaire here said, "Did I just hear someone's going to challenge Mad Market?" It's not that it's official. It's more of what I'm about to do next week when I have Mad Mardigan and Fat Steven Seagal on the same panel. Like anyone who's been around both of them knows, like these two it's gonna be a clash of personalities right there, and we get to all enjoy it in the chat and on the panel. It's gonna be freaking glorious. And yes, Under Siege, hell yeah. So okay, we got some enthusiasm. The Islington Girl, these Toxic Tuesdays are great. Under Siege is badass. Awesome. No, hey guys.
Great pick. Great
There he
choice.
is. There he is.
That's
Next
so
week.
good.
There he is. It's gonna be glorious. Oh crap. Well, that's fine. Max, I just saw your comment. I'll let you plug away at your channel. I apologize, dude. So,
No,
Mr.
you're good,
Max, why don't you plug in your channel and tell us where you can be found?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys can find me here on YouTube at Maxfield Von Priestley. The spelling is here on the screen. And then you can also find me on Instagram by the same name. And the Twitter is linked to from the Instagram and everything. So you guys can find me there. But as you guys can see behind me, I mainly do just stuff about comic books and how the comic book industry looks right now. So, but that's all I got. Nick, once again, thank you so much, man, for putting this on, not just for the Toxic Tuesday, but also for our good friend who is in need of our fellowship and our help. So I appreciate you doing that for him. That's pretty rad that you put this on. So thanks, dude.
Oh, hey, my pleasure, man, and thank you for joining me for this. You obviously once again you're very good at this little thing called communication that's in the world. So you just do that, and I got room, dude. You know what to do as long as you don't get sick of me, of course. So I just gotta make sure that you don't get sick of me first. I mean, it's already enough that Mad Mardigan survives me, and if I could get Mark D with a C to come back, I was like, oh, I gotta come back and survive and deal with Nick again.
I missed it. Stupid work.
I smell Twinkies and Slim Jim. Steven must be around. Well, Max, I'll let you go. Have a great
Cool.
evening. I appreciate
Awesome.
your time. You've been awesome, and I can't wait to see your channel grow. And you will. Oh, you will. I promise. Like you might as well just start getting comfortable now. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be beautiful. And I'm gonna watch it happen. I'm gonna be on the sidelines having my extra butter popcorn. It's gonna be glorious.
Glorious
Only
and
extra butter?
toxic.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Buttery.
toxic pop.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Extra butter and toxic.
well, thank you, man. Anyway, guys, it was nice meeting you as well for everyone who I hadn't met before. But yeah, I'll most likely see you guys on another panel or just in the chat. But always a pleasure, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks again.
Take
Nice
care,
meeting you,
MVP.
man.
Yep,
Thank
nice
you.
to meet you. Yep.
Take
Be
care.
good. Be good.
See you guys.
See ya. I'm Mr. Bruce Lambar here. I'm still hospitalized and I have 2 liters of oxygen being pushed. I think I should be on by Friday. I've almost got to be Bruce. You're gonna get there, man. You're
God
gonna get
bless.
there. You got this. And I swear on that. I swear a lot of vulgarities that you will get to that point. Mark, you.
We got to paint miniatures together, Bruce.
And all right, guys. I looked at the number. We're almost at around $165 for Drew.
Awesome.
Thank you. Hopefully that will help at least it'll help with something. So whatever he ends up using for that, I'm gonna shoot it to him tonight. Thank you for that. We're gonna have Mr. Ironcaster plug in his channel.
Hey guys, audio pickup. I'm Ironcaster. I'll sometimes talk about some big robots. You find me over on my channel on Tuesdays before this stream, talking about some big robots.
How big are your robots?
The bigger, the better, of course. Big bots, little bots.
Ooh, he's got little bots too. Oh, I gotta see.
Teeny tiny itty bitty.
Oh, that's great.
Tomorrow night, I'll be over on the Pop Culture Archivist playing through some Final Fantasy.
Nice.
Awesome. Hey, thank you, Ironcaster. I'll let you go. Thank you for joining us. I'm guessing this means I'll see you next week for Under Siege.
If I can find it, I'm going to be
Okay.
here.
All right. Doors open. All right.
Yep.
Have a good evening. Thank you very much. T-shirted historian, go ahead and plug away.
All right, guys. Well, I'm not doing as much as I was during the summertime, but I am still hopping from channel to channel, kind of doing my thing. I'm a little bit of the YouTube Ronin, but I do actually have a home channel of my own now, and every Saturday night you can catch me 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I do the Week in Geek, where we kind of try to keep it a little bit positive and talk about the better aspects of, our geek pop culture, because there's still good stuff out there. There's still great creators out there. There's good stuff being made, and we don't always have to focus on the negativity so much, because, we're here because we love our fandoms, not because, we just want to get together and gather up on our hate, Nobody wants to do that. We always want to remember the good stuff. That's why we watch these films, these old 80s films, because we remember what the good stuff used to be like, and we love it.
Yup.
That's why I'm happy to be here with you today, Nick. So.
Oh, no. Thank you for taking the time to come on. And for those who are new to this page, this is T-Shirt Historian's YouTube channel. Go check his page out. I think he hit 250, recently.
Just hit 250.
There you go, my
Nice.
man.
Way to go.
Thank you.
Don't stop, man. You keep going and don't stop. If you have moments of slowing down, that's fine. But just remember, just stay the course. That's all it is. And eventually the rest will happen. And then last but absolutely not least, Mark D with a C.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been great to be here. And we're here to help Drew tonight. So that, I'm glad we could raise some money to help him out. And, going through some tough times, it's great to be able to stick together as a community and, help a buddy out. So just want to say we're thinking about Drew and his mom, and hope, and Bruce is in the hospital. Hope you pull through, buddy, and get the hell out of there soon. So we have a lot of fun here, but it's great to be able to do something good and to give a little back. My channel, I just hit 100 subs, so thanks to everyone. Had a celebration a few nights ago, so it's been great to hit that mark, and trying to stream a little bit more. I'm usually on Sunday night, and I'm also doing a lot of Fortnite late night with some friends. Nick, do you ever play Fortnite? We've got to get you on once in a while. We've had clobbering times on, but I do a lot of action. I got this background up, but I do a lot of action figures, and I'm not supposed to keep buying these, but I was in the store the other day, and I just saw this landscape. Like you see that in the store, it's like you can't walk by it. So I do a lot of toy reviews, 3D printing, hobbyist stuff, and comics, and but it's just been a great to be here with, and I'm looking forward to next weekend and next week and watching Under Siege. That's a classic. So thank you.
Thank you, and I look forward to having you back on next week. It's going to be absolutely glorious. I appreciate it, and for I guess me. This week I got a few unboxings of some sweet figures. One guy happens to have this name called Lemmy, I think. Ooh. You're like, what? Lemmy is an action figure? Oh yeah. It's coming. You'll see an unboxing of that. I got some Ninja Turtles ones on the way. So it's going to be an unboxing week. I got Friday Night Comic Shop Talk as well. And I also will be reviewing the new Iron Maiden album that hits later this week as well. Nice. And on top of that, Lasso, can you leave the link to donate to stream up? Yes, I'll leave the link up, Lasso. Absolutely will. And tomorrow, me and Quarter Black Garrett are going to get together on his channel, and we're going to talk the Genndy Tartakovsky cartoon smash hit Primal. So,
good show.
Yeah, me and Quarter Black, we hit it off in Vegas. He was on here last week talking Air Force One, and now I'm going to pay it forward by showing up on his channel. We're going to talk Primal. It's going to be, once again, like T-Shirt Historian said, there's still a lot of great things out there. It's just it's just not what's put in front of us. You got to seek it out. It's there. That should be for Central Time. It should be around 7 p.m. Central Time tomorrow night on Quarter Black's channel. That's where I'll be, and I'll probably be somewhere else in the YouTube world. You'll see. And I just want to say to the chat, thank you for helping Drew out with the money. We've made a good solid triple digits. I was hoping that that was the least we could do is hit triple digits. We had a lot of great tippers. I appreciate that. It didn't matter if it was $1 or $50. It's all appreciated. This chat, not only did the chat show up here and they come on full force, but they stuck around too. We kept bouncing around between like 16 and 22 people. So to know that people actually were staying consistent and watching, it means I hope we're doing a halfway decent job entertaining you guys, for you all to stick around and do us. And hi, Courtney. I see you there, Fellowship of Oddballs. I do see it was awesome tonight. A lot of fun. Thank you. Under Siege is going to be great when we have Fat Steven Seagal on next week. It's going to be absolutely freaking glorious. We will see you all this Friday or this Wednesday in Quarter Black, and you'll see me somewhere and everywhere. I wish you all a magical and what's that word here? Majestic evening. And yes, like Mark D with a C says, stay toxic.